Hello, welcome to Module 4. For today's session, I'd really encourage you to be in a private space if this is possible. This is because we've got some exercises and practices to try out, and so it would be helpful to find a space where you feel comfortable practicing these different techniques. In today's session, we're sticking with exploring our physiology, the way our body functions and our nervous system responds to the world around us. Last session, we explored the theory of the bottom-up approach through the polyvagal theory, and we learned about the different states our body can go into, and as a result, how that may feel in our body. Our bodily states are vital in our emotional health and well-being. In the last module, I asked you to get to know yours. Here you can see I've added some sensations and body behaviours onto Rocky as examples we can share together. Some of our sensations tell us we're experiencing mild stress, and some are at the more extreme end. We want to learn to listen to the mild symptoms so that we can intervene earlier and hopefully prevent the more extreme stress experiences. Today's module is about what we can do to change our state. This is an area I call modify, moving from a stressed or survival state into a calmer, safer state. When we're thinking about things that we do that calm us, our modifications, we have two types of modifications: reactive types and maintaining types. Reactive strategies are very in the moment and actions that react to bring down a big spike of distress that we're experiencing. They may include grabbing a hug, having a scream, shaking, or deep breathing. It may also be shouting at someone or hurting ourselves. The actions we do under stress may not always be helpful. Maintenance strategies are more planned and thought through, actions that maintain a healthy and calm nervous system, things that mitigate stress or prevent it escalating. These strategies help our general regulation and are built into our daily habits. They could include a daily walk or eating a good breakfast. I'm going to ask you now to take a moment to reflect on your modifications. Notice and note down what you already do or what you could start to do that in the moment helps you move into a calmer or more connected state. What helps you move from state 2 into state 1 or state 3 into state 1? You may have similar actions for both, or they may be completely different. And also, what helps you maintain a lower nervous system? How to stay in state 1. Big clue, revisit your foundations. Feel free to pause the video to make notes. Welcome back. Hopefully you've had some time to contemplate what helps, what modifications you already do, or ones you have ready to go that you've just thought of. For some of us, this is very straightforward. We have a strong connection with our body. We know what it needs. We've listened to it. For many of us, though, this may be our first exploration into thinking about what helps our body, or thinking about ourselves at all. I thought it would be helpful, therefore, to go through a few different actions together, so you have some ideas about the ways to help modify your state. The rest of this session is devoted to different exercises you can do to calm your nervous system. All of the following are just suggestions, not must-dos. I invite you to just give them a go. Try them at least once, and from there you can decide which ones suit you and which ones you'll never want to do again. Today's session is going to end with a calming technique that will be nice and chilled. So I'm going to set your exercise now so that we can end on that calming space. The exercise to do for this module is simply to practice a handful of the calming techniques we go through today, or some that you've written on your list, and then create a short list of 2 or 3 things that help you. They can be quick reactive things that in the moment grab the stress as it spikes, and or activities that maintain a healthier nervous system and help you generally feel calmer or let the stress out gently throughout the day. As before, please don't just hold them in your head. They won't be there when you need them. Write them on your model Put them on your phone, put them in a journal, on a post-it note, poster, whatever you want to do, as long as they are out of your head. So let's look at some modifications and some calming techniques together. Firstly, relaxation techniques. This is quite simply working with muscles that we tend to hold tension in. Here's one to try. Keeping your lips very gently closed, notice your jaw muscles and let them soften and drop. With lips still closed, let your teeth and jaw drop and open. And now notice where your tongue is. Let it sit heavily in the bottom of your mouth. When we're stressed, our tongue tends to push up into the roof of our mouth and our jaw clenches. Another common place to hold tension is in our shoulders. Notice if yours are high or scrunched up tight, and let them drop. Let them drop as much as you can, which may even feel like a pulling back or a gentle softening. Imagine warm hands gently easing them back and down. Hours hunched over computers and phones is enough to tighten our shoulders and send signals to our nervous system that we're under threat when we're actually just spending too long over a phone or a laptop. Don't underestimate the power of a quick shift and reset. You can do this with any part of your body at any time. The jaw, the tongue, the shoulders were just an example today. You can also do this with your whole body. This is called a body scan, and you can find a ton of guided body scan meditations on the internet. It's nice to do at bedtime to ease yourself to sleep. The next few exercises use our breath. And now I know this often gets an eye roll from some people, as many of us have tried breathing techniques before and possibly hated them or found them uncomfortable. I get that. We're automatically breathing all day, every day, so to suddenly do it consciously and purposefully can feel very awkward and weird. But breath is our one way to directly access our nervous system, so it can have a big impact quickly. So it's worth being open to using breath. Our first technique is rectangular breathing. Simply find a rectangle in your vision, a window, a door, a table, a piece of A4 paper. You're surrounded by rectangles. Then follow along the outside of the rectangle using your eyes or your finger and breathe in on the short edge and out on the long edge. In on the short, out on the long. After 2 times or so, you may want to see if you can slow your breath down, taking a bit longer to get round the rectangle. You can even add pauses at the corners. Do as many laps as you need, then check in with yourself, and keep going if you need more. The rationale behind this breath work is that when we're stressed, we take big breaths in, more oxygen to fuel our muscles, and short breaths out, which excites the system. So this is reversal of that, and therefore calming the system, longer breaths out. The next breath exercise is deep breathing. Many of us don't actually know how to breathe deeply and are stuck in survival mode, which uses shallow breathing around our heart and lungs. Deep breathing is about inviting the breath right down into our tummy, which slows the system down and lets the body know we're safe. So, I invite you to take the deepest breath you have taken all day. Breathe in slowly through your nose and breathe out slowly through the mouth. On your next inhale, imagine the breath going right down into your tummy, like you're blowing up a balloon that's sat in there. And the exhale deflates it. Give this a few goes and really link into the sensation of the breath, passing beyond your ribs and into your tummy, feeling your chest and tummy expand and contract gently. It may be more helpful to imagine the breath as a light or a colour and follow it around your body, in and out. For those of us who spend our lives shallow breathing, this may feel very awkward at first, and that's okay. The more you practice, the easier and more comfortable it becomes. Let's add some actions to the breath to enhance the calming even more. Lifting your arms whilst breathing helps calm by facilitating a deeper, more relaxed breath, signalling relaxation to the brain. All we do is raise our arms as we breathe in and lower them as we breathe out. Inhale exhale. You can do them in a heart shape if you prefer, or what I call the zombie arms. A little tip for those who stress and struggle to calm ourselves is a loved one can do this next to us, and it can encourage our nervous system to calm in response to theirs. So feel free to share this with family members or partners. The next exercise is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is quite a well-known method and works with our attention, which, as you know, is crucial in our well-being. It's called a grounding technique. It brings our attention away from the future threat and into the present, which grounds us in the here and now. It is simply noticing 5 things we can see, 4 things we can hear, 3 things we can touch, 2 things we can smell, and 1 thing we can taste. Don't get too hung up on remembering what sense goes with which number. Just start noticing 5 things you can see, and that may be enough, as you may already at this point have pivoted your attention away from the stressful or unhelpful thought. The next techniques come from trauma work, and I say this because ostensibly they may seem very basic and very simple, but actually they have such a deep neurological impact that they help clients who are experiencing traumatic flashbacks to come back to the here and now safely. The first one is called bilateral stimulation, which is just a posh phrase for stimulating our left brain and then our right brain, left and then right. This allows us to stay present whilst also experiencing an emotional memory or thought, like having one foot in the here and now and another foot in the distress, meaning we don't get fully consumed by the distress. One of the most common ways to practice bilateral stimulation is what's called butterfly tapping, or butt taps as I like to call them. We place our arms like this across our chest, and then we tap gently on each arm, alternating each tap, left, right, about the speed of a ticking clock. You can do this whenever you feel stressed, or you can layer it up with something like the deep breathing or the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. Another method is to tap your knees with your hands, so you can do this under your desk at work or at school without anyone knowing. Number 8 is a favourite in my practice room. It's legs up the wall. It's one that you would most likely do at home, but I do have a friend who does this in the pub when she gets stressed, so you do you. It is simply getting your legs higher than your heart, so that, like with the zombie arms, we are activating the parasympathetic nervous system. We're changing where the blood is going. The most common way to do this is find a wall with space on it, lie down on the floor and get your bum as close to the wall as possible, and then swing your legs straight up and against the wall. You can then stay in this position for as long as suits, but 3 minutes or more tends to be the most effective time. You can have your arms out in a T or on your heart, or bring them above your head, whatever feels most comfortable. You can also layer this technique up by adding deep breathing, or some butterfly taps, or put some nice music on, or do all 3. You can also do it by lying on the floor and swinging your legs over the sofa, or lying on your bed and letting your head and shoulders and torso hang off the bed and towards the floor. Number 9. This is a quick way of changing the system by using a quick shock to switch it. This isn't necessarily something painful, I really must stress, but does need to be noticed by the body as a disruption. A common method would be splashing cold water on our face, or pinging a hairband on our wrist, or firmly pushing our thumbs into our palms as a strong massage. You can now also buy little gadgets that you can squeeze that exert just the right amount of stimulation to create this sensation too. The next exercise is the vault, and is a way of putting away a difficult thought that doesn't need your attention right now, but perhaps is being a little too demanding. This can be good at bedtime, for instance, when trying to sleep, or when we have an insistent rumination or intrusive thought. It's a short meditation that I'll walk you through now, a visualization. So if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes or lower your gaze and imagine a vault. It can be anywhere you like and look however you want it to. It could be a giant safe with a padlock, or a bank vault with a combination, or a small box. It can be somewhere that exists in real life, or could be somewhere fantastical. The only thing that matters is that only you know that this vault exists, and only you are able to access it. This vault holds any distressing thoughts or unhelpful memories that you don't want to keep in your head. You can go to this vault anytime you need and put the thought or memory in there. Slam the door shut and know that it is safely kept away. You can go to this vault anytime you need and know your thoughts are kept absolutely safe. You can get them out again if you want to, or they can stay in there forever. This is your vault, and you have total control on what goes in and what comes out. It is here for you whenever you need it. You can now open your eyes or raise your gaze. So that's your vault, and you can go there and dispose of any annoying or unhelpful or distressing thoughts whenever you need. And finally, we're going to end today on a meditation. This is called a safe place meditation, best done in a private space with little distraction. It's an exercise that invites your body to feel safe by creating an imagined environment of calm and safety around it and within it. Remember, the brain can barely distinguish the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if we bring our attention to something calming and nourishing, the body responds to this, and the nervous system will lower to match its perceived environment. The story you're telling yourself is the only story you're listening to and responding to. The safe place meditation I'm going to read is very short and is also a generic scenario. I invite you to write your own safe place meditation. If you design one more personalised to what you find soothing, it's more likely to be effective and have more impact. So where's your safe place? A beach, a woodland, a cosy cabin, your home? Just write a few lines describing where you are, what you can see, feel, smell, hear, and even taste. Then record it on your phone and use it wherever and whenever you need. So for today, let's get comfortable, maybe get your legs up a wall, and we'll finish the session by enjoying the serenity of a beautiful, safe place. I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze. Minimize any other distractions coming in and take the deepest breath in you've taken all day, and slowly exhale. Allow your body to begin to soften and melt. Lower your tongue, soften your jaw, drop your shoulders. And now imagine a place where you feel completely safe and at ease. It can be somewhere real, somewhere you've been or seen, or it could be a place in your imagination, a fantastical place. Notice where you are in this place. Start to look around. What does it look like? What colours do you see? What shapes, textures, natural features? Now let yourself hear the sounds around you. Maybe you hear nature or sounds far away, or even the comfort of silence. Feel the temperature on your skin. I wonder what you can smell. Take a moment and notice and connect with any of the senses around you, or even the absence of them. As you settle here, notice how your body responds. Let your shoulders drop a little more, your breath becomes slower or deeper. If you like, invite a sense of support to this place. Notice how it supports you and offers you a calming and safe energy. Feel free to stay here and take a few more deep and easy breaths. Let this place remind your body what safety feels like and what calm feels like, and you know you can return here anytime. It lives inside you and is always here for you. When you're ready, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. Raise your gaze or open your eyes and bring that safe sense of safety back with you. And I'll see you in Module 5.